So what do you expect me to say?
Let's get him!
I know you feel this way.
Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack and I've got another PU match for you. I really enjoy the PU tier actually. The more I'm playing it, the more fun I'm having. Again, for those of you who missed the first one, the explanation, PU is the worst of the worst, the lowest Pokemon in the NU tier. Only Pokemon, I believe it's below 3.41% usage in the tier on any given month is allowed to be used in PU. I think that's the number. It's either 3.41 or 2.41. I don't know. It's a pretty arbitrary number, to be honest. But generally speaking, if you go on Smogon, look at the forums a little bit, you can figure out who's allowed in PU and who's not. But anyway, looking at the teams here, I've got a Glalie in the lead who's going to try to set up spikes. Then I have a pretty typical Technician Life Orb Persian who's going to try to do some fake out scouting, fake out and U-turn scouting. A Choice Banded Rapidash, a specially defensive Audino, a bulky Calm Mind setup Grumpig, and a physically defensive Eevee-like Golbat. On his team, he also has the Golbat, actually, pretty much the same. We are running different movesets, but I believe he's also running the physically bulky Eviolite set. He's running a Electabuzz who could either be Banded or Eviolite, or Specs, not really sure. Heatmore, who I assume is running a mixed set as he usually does with Sucker Punch, Fire Blast, and probably some other move. In this case, I believe it's Focus Blast. I assume a defensive Wormadam, because what else can Wormadam do? A Victory Bell, who I thought meant this was going to be a Sun team, so I thought Bibarel was going to be in the lead. But, you know, trying to set up Sun or something, I don't know, and then Bibarel. So, fucking Bibarel. He actually does some work, you'll see in a minute. So let's get right into it. So the beginning of this match is going to go quite well for me. I'm going to lead off with my Glalie, he's going to lead off with his Golbat. So as I said before, I'm going to try to set up spikes. This is a sub-spike disabled Glalie, and then he has Ice Beam as his mono attack. So right off the bat, I'm going to go for a sub to scout his move. I'm pretty sure I'm faster anyway, because I do have full speed investment and a higher base speed. And actually, yeah, there's no possible way he could be faster unless he was Scar for some reason. He's going to switch out into his Heatmore, which looks sick in that shiny sprite, and I do get my sub up, which is awesome. So I get to set up my first layer of spikes regardless of what happens and get to scout what kind of set he's running. He goes for a Fire Blast, and he misses, which is a great piece of hacks because I get to keep my sub up one more turn and get another layer of spikes. That is absolutely fantastic. So boom, 2 layers of spikes, we're good to go. So he's going to break my sub this turn as he goes for the Fire Blast, but I know I'm faster. And I know that I can basically force his hand a little bit here. So he's going to hit me, and he's going to get Life Orb Recoil. So now I'm pretty sure he's running the Hone Claws mix set. So I'm going to disable his Fire Blast as he goes for it again. Sub-Spike disable Glalie, that's fucking intelligent. Thank you. And he's of course going to go for the Fire Blast again, hoping to break my sub. But nope, sub disable. And I'm going to drop spikes on him again. And this time I didn't bother with the sub. In retrospect, I probably should have sub-stalled him in hopes that he would miss a Focus Blast, but I figured it would be better to just get up that 3rd layer of spikes right away, because that's really important and it's going to help me out a lot, especially because it doesn't have a Rapid Spinner. So to revenge, in comes Technocat. See you, Technocat. Yeah, so you saw that little exchange there. He did get off a Sucker Punch on me. I was mentioning before, I was acting like I knew he had Sucker Punch, definitely, but I totally forgot that he got Sucker Punch at this point. So, unfortunately, his Fire Blast is done, being disabled on that turn, so I do take a Fire Blast with my Golbat, which is unfortunate because he's not specially defensive. I had thought that all he had to hit me with was Focus Blast or Sucker Punch, which easily would not have done that much. And actually I went for Whirlwind, so it wouldn't have done anything. But no, he hits me with the Fire Blast. I didn't notice that it had been undisabled, but he scares me out with the Electabuzz. He does go straight for the Thunderbolt, which isn't going to do too much to my specially defensive Audino. Based on how much it did, I honestly have no idea if he's Specs or Eviolite. I have no idea. because I don't know how well this thing takes hits with full special defense investment. I've never used an Audino before, but I'm going to go for a Toxic because I wouldn't mind having a Toxic on anything. The only thing that would have bit me in the ass there is if he went to Wormadam, which is really, you know, lol, it's Wormadam. But it unfortunately misses his Bibarel. Would have liked to have had it on Bibarel, but I don't know what he's going to go for, but I'm pretty sure he's not just going to go straight for a Waterfall or whatever it is Bibarel carries. I'm pretty sure he's not going to go for a Water move, so I'm going to scare him out with Rapidash. That was pretty risky because if he had just gone for a Waterfall or something, wouldn't have been good news. He's going to fodder off his Heat more, I guess, to scout my move. I'm going to lock myself in the Flare Blitz, which, you know, kind of sucks because now he knows what I'm going for. I guess he assumed I was choiced, which is probably a good call. I don't really see Rapidash being too useful in any other set, but, you know, I'm not going to be able to do much to an Eevee like Golbat. I assume this guy's defensive. I don't know what he is yet, but seeing that Brave Bird, I'm gonna go in. I wasn't sure if I was foddering Count Deez Nuts yet, but based on how much that did, I'm like, yeah, there's no way that he's an offensive build or anything. I don't really think Golbat can run an offensive set, to be honest, but he's going to go for another Brave Bird trying to finish me off, but obviously I'm just going to roost it. I'm surprised he didn't taunt me on this turn because I found out that he does have the taunt on this guy. So I do win the speed tie there. We actually both have the one little smidge of speed investment, but we have a little scuffle there. He doesn't really do too much damage to me, and I just go for the Super Fang, which he doesn't carry, and that's really useful because he's got a lot of defensive pokes on this team, a lot of Eviolite and stuff like that. And this turn, I could have either tried to Super Fang him and then take him out with a Brave Bird on the next turn, or I could go for the Roost. And I decided to go for the Roost because there's really nothing that Wormadam can do to me except for put up Stealth Rocks. And I pretty much know that's coming, but at the same time, if I had Super Fang, that's not going to stop it either. I would rather just get all my health back, have a Golbat in fighting shape. He goes for a Toxic on this turn, either predicting my switch out or something. He was either predicting my switch out or he didn't realize that poison types can't be toxic. I don't know which. But either way, it's a bad play on his part, and he gets whirlwinded out, getting the spikes damage. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm just going to keep whirlwinding him. And it sucks for him because he's going to take spikes damage every time unless he rolls Golbat. And he doesn't. So I'm surprised he actually switched Victory Bell there. I don't know why. He's just racking up more spikes damage. I don't know if he's like trying to fodder his Wormadam or something. I don't know what Wormadam could have possibly done. Oh, I guess you know what? He was probably fearing the Brave Bird. My bad. And Sucker Punch isn't going to do too much, but I actually stay in. I expect him to stay in this time, predicting the Whirlwind again, and I try to go for the Brave Bird, but his Golbat takes that really well. And I guess Golbat's a good switch here because it doesn't take the spikes damage as well. But he goes for the taunt, and I wasn't really predicting a taunt per se, but I was just trying to be unpredictable, and that's why I went for the Super Fang on that turn. It's a good thing to have. Good thing to get a Super Fang on another Eviolite Pokemon. So I'm expecting him to go. He does switch into Electabuzz, which resists the Brave Bird, but I am expecting him to go for the Focus Blast, predicting my switch to Audino, but he doesn't. He just goes straight for the Thunderbolt. And luckily for me, I'm just going to live this with a little smidgen of health, and that's going to be enough to Brave Bird and still live it afterwards, which is, I wouldn't really have minded dying and getting a double down and going onto a blind switch, but it is going to let me get the switch priority, basically, because Golbat's pretty much dead after taking that Thunderbolt. And he got to finish someone off in the process, so good job, Golbat. You acted like a beast. So I thought I might actually outspeed the Bibarel, get the Roost off, but no, Bibarel's a bit faster than I thought. I thought he had base like 40 speed, he has like base 71. Crit totally mattered, by the way. But he is carrying a Life Orb, so I'm like, okay, this guy's definitely offensive, and he's probably max speed. Or no, I'm sorry, I actually was speaking to the guy in the chat, and he told me he was max speed. I go into Rapidash again, and this time I just Flare Blitz, predicting a switch. But unfortunately, he just decides to fodder his Wormadam, and now that's two guys who have been foddered right in front of Rapidash, and Rapidash is just really itching to kill something here, really wants to kill something, but he can't get it because they keep dying to spikes damage. He goes into Victory Bell. I don't want to take a Sucker Punch, so down goes Technocat. Just couldn't finish the job, but he did stop him from roosting up, which is good. I didn't think I'd be able to KO him with the feint, and I knew I wouldn't be able to KO him with the U-turn due to his resistance. But I can stop him from roosting, and that's really what matters. So Rapidash is going to come in, finally get the kill that it really wanted all this time. It's going to mop up after Technocat, and he's going to come in, just barely lives the spikes, and that sucks because he can still Sucker Punch and really pose a threat. I can't get Grumpig in because I don't think that Grumpig could survive a Sucker Punch. He might be able to, but I'm not positive. So I'm just going to go in to Audino, and now basically if I Encore here, there's really nothing that he can do. If he goes for, unless he KOs me on this turn, which I didn't think was possible, and it wasn't, I can Encore him into whatever he wants to go for. If it was Sucker Punch, then I could just wish myself back up. If it was Leaf Blade, then I could bring in Rapidash for Revenge Kill. So but he gets the Life Orb recoil and takes himself out, so okay, problem solved there. So he's going to come in with Bibarel. I'm just going to stay in. Not really sure what he wants to go for, if he's going to try to like set up. I didn't think so because Rapidash does outspeed. You just go straight for the Waterfall. That's going to allow me to get Rapidash in safely. And luckily for me, he's got the Life Orb recoil, but Bibarel gets a kill. He gets another kill, actually. Didn't he? Yeah, he already killed somebody. So he gets another kill. He goes for the Quick Attack, gets another kill. That's 3 KOs for his Bibarel. And unfortunately for him, that is going to be Life Orb recoil, and he's going to die this turn. But that was a great game, Dean Blaid. You may notice he doesn't have a link in the description. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. But that was a really fun match. It ended up being a clean 1-0. Grumpig never even touched the floor, which is pretty interesting. But even if he wasn't Life Orb, I'm pretty sure he would have just one-hit KO'd him. Because Grumpig is, as I said, he's a bulky attacker, and he does have max HP investment, or max speed investment rather, not HP. He has max speed investment, so he would have outpaced that Bibarel and just probably one-hit KO'd him, or not one-hit KO'd, but finished him off with the Psychic. But yeah, that was a really fun match. I really like this tier. Gotta be honest, the more I play it, the more fun I'm having with it. It's just a funny, weird, goofy tier, and even when you don't do well, you can't get too mad because it's just all these horrible, shitty Pokemon. It's a good time. If you haven't tried PU yet and you do play competitive style Pokemon battles, I highly recommend it because it's a lot of fun. A lot of good times to be had there. But anyway, guys, as always, I ask you to like the video if you did like it. Really appreciate them likes and them favorites and all that shit. Leave a comment below. Take it easy.